Hello, I'm Ty Mason of the DiabetesCouncil.com, researcher, writer, and I have type 2 diabetes. Now I want to emphasize that my perspective is coming from one with type 2 and not type 1 diabetes. Our channel is primarily for those with type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes. Today, I want to answer the question, in prediabetes, is it important to know about portion size and quality over quantity? After you watch the video today, I invite you to check out the description box for my new ebook. This is one of the most comprehensive diabetes meal planning books you can find anywhere. It contains diabetes-friendly meals and recipes for different goals such as 800 to 1800 calories per day meal plans, diabetes meal planning tips and tricks. There are also tons of diabetes-friendly recipes for everyone. The amount of food you eat is closely related to blood glucose control. If you eat more food than is recommended in your meal plan, your blood glucose or sugar will go up. The only way you can tell if you are eating the right amount is to measure your foods carefully. Now at first, I think it is very, very important that you have a meal plan and follow it precisely. I suggest you buy a kitchen scale and a very good set of measuring cups and spoons. Now many of the tips I'll be sharing with you today come from, in my opinion, the foremost authority on diabetes, the Joslin Diabetes Center. Measuring foods in the early going is a great way to practice portion control. But don't rely on measuring once and then just estimating from then on. Pull out the scales. At least once a week, check yourself, reinforce your skills. You need to have a glass which you know only holds either 4 or 8 ounces to better control your portion. You can also place a piece of tape on the outside of a glass to mark the 4 or 8 ounce line, so you'll be able to measure easily. Now, a bread serving is based on a 1 ounce slice of bread, and many single bread servings weigh more than an ounce, and therefore have a more impact on your blood glucose. So check the weight or the label of such things as breads, bagels, and rolls. To be more precise, know the weight of fruit servings for portion control. Check your cereal portions using measuring cups. The cereal label will give you a more precise nutrition information such as calories, carbs, fats, and so forth than the food group averages. But you have to know the exactly and precise amount of cereal you'll be using. Now, it is commonly thought that people with diabetes should avoid all forms of sugar. But most people with diabetes can eat foods containing sugar as long as the total amount of carbs for that meal or snack is consistent and sugar foods are added within the context of healthy eating. Many research studies have shown that meals which contain sugar do not make the blood sugar rise higher than meals of equal carbohydrate levels which do not contain sugar. However, if the sugar-containing meal contains more carbs, the blood sugar levels will go up. I'm going to give you a little test. Which do you think would have a greater effect on the blood sugar? A teaspoon of sugar or a half a cup of potatoes? Well, the potatoes will contribute about 15 grams of carbs, while a teaspoon of sugar will only give about 4 grams of carbs. Therefore, the potatoes will have 3 times the effect on blood sugar as compared to the table sugar. Now, what we really need to be doing here is controlling all carbs. It's important to realize that sugar is not the only carb that you have to control. The body will convert all carbs to glucose. So eating extra servings of rice, pasta, bread, some fruits, and other carbs they'll make your blood sugar rise. Just because something doesn't have sugar in it doesn't mean you can eat as much of it as you want. Your meal plan is designed so that the carbohydrate content of your meals remains as consistent as possible from day to day. Now, although sugar does not cause the blood sugar to rise any higher than other carbs, it should be eaten along with other healthy foods. If you choose to drink a 12-ounce can of sugar sweetened soft drinks, well, that would use up about 45 grams of carbs, and you have gotten nothing as far as nutritional value. And to me, that would be a waste. You see, high sugar foods are more concentrated in carbs. Therefore, the volume would be smaller than a low sugar food. What is your eating style? Are you able to control your portion size, or are you likely to overeat? You see, high sugar foods might not be a good choice if they'll just tempt you to eat more. If you would rather eat larger portions, then you select low sugar choices. In addition, many sugar-containing foods also contain a lot of fat. Foods such as cookies and pastry and ice cream and cakes, well, they should be avoided largely because of the fat content more than the carbs. They don't contribute much nutritional value either. If you do want a sweet, make a low-fat choice such as low-fat frozen yogurt or ginger snaps, even fig bars or graham crackers. Substitute that for another carb on your meal plan. I also suggest you find a very good and reliable glycemic load list. You see, the GL is better, in my opinion, than the glycemic index because it does take portions into account. The GL will give you a very good indication as to how certain portions of food is going to affect your blood glucose. There are many of them out there. Find a good one and use it. Portion control comes down to eating the right amount of the right kinds of foods. It really is looking at the quality of a food in regards to how it will affect your body and the amount of that food that you can have without raising your blood sugar too high. It does take some time, but it is well worth that time and effort. Don't forget to get my new ebook, and please subscribe to our channel for many more videos like this one in the future. I want to thank you so much for watching. I'm Ty Mason.